大家好. This is Short Stories brought to you by the Taichung Keda Language Center. I am your host, Martin. Today's short story is called The Angel of the Little Corner Shop. It's a story about a woman who is consumed by her guilt for something she did as a child. Whoa. Well, before I read the story to you, I'm going to read the vocabulary and vocabulary example sentences. After I have finished reading the story, I will then read 4 listening comprehension questions to see if you were listening. Okay, let's go. Vocabulary. Generous. Generous. To be a good parent, you must be generous with your love. Loyal. Loyal. The loyal fans stayed until the end of the baseball game, even though their team was losing 22-1. Admire. Admire. I admire Jay-Z because he is a talented MC. Horrible. Horrible. The car crash looked horrible, but luckily no one was hurt. Guilt. Guilt. The guilt Neil felt about what he did made him sick. Commit. Commit. You know I did not commit the robbery because I was not in town when it occurred. Apology. Apology. Greg sent his teacher an apology after she yelled at him for misbehaving in class. Cover. Cover. I gave my sister $100 NT to cover the cost of her movie ticket. Handout. Handout. At the MRT station, a man was handing out coupons for a new restaurant. Response. Response. Please give me a response when you receive my message. In one's honor. In one's honor. When our old boss retired, we held a party in his honor. Afterwards. Afterwards. I'm not sure when the concert will end, but I will give you a call afterwards. Discount. Discount. The girl at the shop gave me a discount on the clothes I bought because she thought I was cute. Afford. Afford. Kay's family was poor and couldn't afford to buy new clothes. Beloved. Beloved. Everyone was delighted when a mate was found for the beloved elephant at the zoo. Deliver. Deliver. When you finish your application, deliver it to the people at the school's office. Gasp. Gasp. The crowd gasped when the magician performed his famous trick. That is the end of the vocabulary. Now is the beginning of the story. There was once a young woman named Mia who worked as a kindergarten teacher. She loved helping the little children to paint and sing. She worked hard to teach them the difference between right and wrong, so that they would grow up to be good and kind. Everyone who knew Mia, her friends, the kindergarten children, and their parents, thought her to be the kindest and most generous person they knew. She was sweet and loyal to all she met and would help anyone in need. However, Mia had a secret. The people who admired her so much did not know that there was something in her past that haunted her. It made her feel that she was someone else entirely, a terrible, horrible person, and not the lovely young teacher that everyone thought she was. Mia had done something when she was very young. Over time, she thought the feelings of guilt she felt would fade. But at night, she often had dreams about what she had done. Sleeping would take her back to her childhood, back to the little corner shop. For that little corner shop was the place where she had committed the terrible deed. The little corner shop was owned by a man named Mr. Lot. He had worked there almost all of his life. Although he was a busy, hard-working man, he was always short of money. The trouble was that Mr. Lot was much too generous. Over the years, hundreds of thousands of people had come into his shop, and Mr. Lot had liked them all so much that he had given them extra helpings of candy or discounts on their newspapers. He had not even minded the cheeky school children who sometimes stole drinks or candy from the shelves outside. As time went on, Mr. Lot's money problems grew worse and worse, until finally, one terrible day, he realized he could no longer afford the shop. The night the "For Sale" sign went up outside, he could not sleep for worry. What would he do without his beloved little corner shop? The next morning, help came to him in the strangest way. Mr. Lot found an envelope pushed under his door. It had no postmark on it and had obviously been delivered by hand. Mr. Lot opened it and gasped in shock. Inside was $2,000 along with a letter. The letter read, "Dear Mr. Lot, you do not know me, but 20 years ago, when I was 5 years old, I stole candy from your shop each day when I passed by. I hope that you will accept my apology and this money to cover your losses. I am very sorry. Please forgive a foolish girl who learned an important lesson. M." Mr. Lot stared at the money and back at the letter. Who was M? Who was this angel who had saved him and his shop? After paying his bills, Mr. Lot spent the rest of the money helping his community. He continued his charitable acts, like handing out candy to children, imagining each one was the little M 20 years ago. And in response to his kindness, business returned to the shop. He did everything in M's honor, hoping his angel would come forward so he could thank her. But she never appeared, and Mr. Lot never found her. He did not know that Mia had passed his shop just once after delivering the letter. She saw posters he had made in honor of M, and was deeply moved by the good deeds Mr. Lot was doing on her behalf. But afterwards, she never went back to the little corner shop. She was finally free from the guilt of what she had done. Now for the questions. Question 1. Why did Mia feel guilty? A. She stole $2,000 from Mr. Lot. B. She did a bad job taking care of her students. C. She cheated on her taxes. D. She stole candy when she was a child. The answer is D. She stole candy when she was a child. Really? That's her terrible secret that's making her feel guilty? Is she stole candy? Wow. Question 2. Who gave Mr. Lot the money? A. Mr. Lot's wife. B. All the children in the town. C. All the parents in the town. D. Mia. Of course, the answer is D. Mia. Question 3. Why was Mr. Lot having money problems? A. $2,000 was stolen from his shop. B. His generosity made him careless with his business. C. He lost a lot of money to gambling. D. He borrowed too much money. The answer is B. His generosity made him careless with his business. Question 4. What does it mean to do something in honor of M? A. To celebrate and respect M. B. To ask who M is. C. To teach M a lesson. D. To insult M. The answer is A. To celebrate and respect M. When you do something in someone's honor, you are doing that in order to celebrate and respect that person. Well, that's the end of today's short story. A story about a woman consumed by her guilt until she finally did something to free herself, which was to give away a lot of money. Wow, you can just buy off your guilt? I did not know that. Well, thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.